Hello, my name is Fernando Rodriguez. I am the creative director and owner of Fernando Rodriguez Studio. It's a interior design branding studio, boutique studio in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where I'm originally from. Um, and we do all kinds of interior design projects from residential, commercial, hospitality, everything that presents to us. We look into it, and if it fits our brand and our purpose, we move forward with it. So it's exciting times. I am originally here from San Juan, Puerto Rico, but I went to school in Boston for business, and I went into a career in sales and marketing, and lived in the US for 35 years. I went to school in Boston, lived in Boston for a long time, then moved to Miami, and then I moved to New York City. That was the last city that I lived before coming back home, now in my 10th year anniversary. How did I get into interior design? My family has always been in my father's side in the industry of architecture, engineering, and development of properties in Puerto Rico. Growing up, I remember going to my uncles, and my father was the accountant of the team. He was not the creative one, but my uncles were architect and engineers. I grew up going to the office after school and see all the renderers, all the architects. That was before AutoCAD and computers. So you would see these beautiful big tables with all colors of pencils and markers and rulers. And it was something that was my playground. And then my grandfather went to Pratt University for fashion. So he had a fashion company and then a shoe store. So from every side on my father's side, I have this bloodline of creative designers and people that have been in this industry for a very long time. I became an interior designer and went into fashion much later in life. I was in pharmaceutical sales, believe it or not, and in sales for many years, working in corporate environments and corporate companies. And at 40, I gave up all of that and started my career in fashion. And then later on, I became the publisher of Manhattan Magazine, and I was the director of fashion for them. So I had the opportunity to visit in New York all the big houses: Prada, Miu Miu, LVMH, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Hermes, all those beautiful brands that we all dream of. Then my ex-partner and I, after living in New York, decided to move to Puerto Rico and open a store, a home store, high-end luxury store. That was in 2013, and 2013 was a very difficult time in the economy in the island, but we were approach to do the branding of a new building in Puerto Rico, and start doing some interior designing as part of the store. It was kind of like, it made sense because we had Kelly Wersler, we had Jonathan Adler, we had all kinds of great, beautiful brands in the furniture and accessories home side. And that project opened a new complete door. Having a fashion background was a very, very easy transition into interiors, because that's how I attack interiors. I find interiors is very much about custom, creating things that are bespoke, creating things that are unique, and you're constantly changing as the fashion industry. And my obsession with fabrics and patterns and color blocking has always been a huge inspiration in my creativity and design of homes and projects here. Recently, I got the opportunity to do a building's lobby, and I asked the client, can you please send me the floor plans and the architectural drawings so that we can work on that lobby? And when I received the the plans, they were from my uncle. My uncle actually did the building. So it's a total 360. And it was, for me, was one of the most emotional things I've ever experienced, because they have all passed away. The firm doesn't longer exist. There are buildings here that they built that I can forever say that's part of my family's legacy. But to bring that to a 360 and be doing something that my uncle actually did is kind of like the perfect example of my life in this serendipitous life that I have lived. Puerto Rico is evolving extremely quickly. There has been some tax incentive laws that started literally when I got to the island 10 years ago. And those tax incentive laws have created opportunities for a lot of American families and brands to move to the island and live in the island 6 months and a day, the majority of the year. And by doing that, it has allowed me to work with a lot of American clients that have homes in the US that are very much expecting the quality of finishes in construction and brands that they're used to in New York, in LA, in Miami, in Chicago, wherever they're coming from. Interior design in the US, it's definitely more diverse. You come to an island where things are much, much limited. So it's a smaller group of interior designers in this level that are able to understand the design direction. And I think the reason is because I was blessed to live in the US for so long that I can connect with the transition, because I even had the transition after 35 years in the United States moving back. So I can relate to a lot of these clients that are coming here for the first time. They're extremely overwhelmed, new culture. There's a language barrier sometimes, and they don't know where to go to buy furniture or who to call for construction. So my niche for a very long time was this American clientele that was coming from the US. It's extremely difficult to do work here. The reason why is because we don't have a lot of resources in the island to the level that a lot of other clients might expect. Interior design, I think, has evolved so greatly because of the pandemic that people more than ever are so aware of the importance of your home and your surroundings. And a lot of people now work from their home office, remote. So life has changed. And I think that has created a well-deserved reset button to the interior design industry. I think not everybody understood the importance of working with interior designers and what we can offer. And when you get clients now, there's a sense of hunger and want to learn and want to be much more involved than maybe in the past. When I design a project, I design a project very much involving the client's personality. When people ask me, what's your style? Or when you look in my work, they're all different, and they should be, because I'm creating a representation of the lifestyle, the culture, the people that live in that house. Nowadays, with Instagram, there is such a quick connection to a brand that I find that being in an island has not stopped me from creating collaborations with vendors from all over the world. And the issue is bringing and the shipping and taxes of bringing items from Europe and into the US, from the US to the island. So everything comes. I am organized and structured with freight forwarders that come into Puerto Rico. So we bring all the furniture, the majority from the US. we store it, we wait for the installation time, and then we bring it into the homes. The challenge really is the scheduling and the management of when are these pieces being done, where are they being done, how long they're going to take to get here. If I buy something in Milan, that can be a month to come into Miami or Jacksonville, a hub that I use a lot to bring things to the island, or if they come straight to Puerto Rico. So where a person in the US can buy something in stock from Crate and Barrel and have it white glove delivered in 3 days if it's in stock, that it's foreign to us. Even if it's an in-stock program, you have to still ship it. So the waiting process and the education to the client to make them understand the reasons why it takes much longer it's critical to the success of your business and your relationship with your client. The use of color and fabrics is really important, but I'm also extremely obsessed with art. So when we do homes, I love to curate the art with the client to secure that the spaces and every piece of art that they might need tells a story. Nothing that is in a house that we try to do is part of our DNA. Everything has to tell a story. I think it's lazy or to use the same furniture pieces all the time. We never ever repeat. Every wallpaper, every fabric, every piece of furniture that we put in a house, we don't do it again. Any light fixture. So we're always challenging ourselves to think out of the box and be unique with every client. When I start to work with them, they have no idea that I have had so many different careers in my life, which is an inspiration for many. Interior design is something that you don't need to be young or old. I think taste is something you're born with. You acquire skills, but I went from Boston Ballet to Colgate-Palmolive to pharmaceutical brands, and then into fashion, and then into publishing, and then into interior design. I've had a career that has encompassed a lot of diversity, and throwing myself through a cliff and believing in myself and saying, whatever I don't know, I will learn, and has always been my mantra in life. If you don't know, find out, do the research, be disciplined, be persistent. And what I love the most about that is that all those careers have made me who I am today. So I am a better interior designer now.